The latest feature shows you a really interesting preview of your data as it is being ingested, or in fact, before it is even ingested. So if I navigate over to ingest data and select a file, I'm going to import a file which represents personal banking customers at a bank. I ingest this and instantly you see a preview of the extracted and normalized data. So that is doing things like removing the capital letters from the beginning of cities, also doing the same from names. You can see with the email addresses, for example, that it's stripped out anything after the plus sign. And that basically makes the data much better for matching and deduplication. So now we ingest the data and we can see the data live as it is being ingested. And you can also see whether the actual individual records are unique or whether they are linked to something else. Now, because this file is the only file in this instance of TiloRes, that means that the linked records must be duplicates of other records which were ingested in this data set. So what I'm going to do now is ingest another file which represents business banking customers. And again, you can see the data has been instantly extracted, transformed and normalized. Again, this is just to make it the data better for matching, but it really gives you an idea of what is happening to the data when you're importing it into TiloRes. Just remember, we don't change the data itself. We only normalize it for the actual matching. Now, if I ingest the data, again, we see a live showing of how the data is being ingested, whether or not it's unique or linked. And we can see there, for example, that there is a couple of records that are linked to two other records. If I click on one of those, then that takes me to that actual individual entity. I can see the graph view of the entity. I can see the data. So I can see all the individual records which were connected together. So there's two files, two records from the personal banking file were connected together, so they're a duplicate, and one record from the business file. So it's a really good way to get a preview of your data as it is imported to understand what is happening with your data. Hope you enjoy this.